What a get. 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 This is amazing right here.
Pinch. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Court, episode number 68. Kind of caught Leo and I off guard a little bit. I don't even have to introduce you. Leo, we're in episode number 68. I see a big sign behind you that says Save Our Courts. I see you representing your cool rack. Those racquetball shirts are damn cool, bro. Well done with that. What's going on?
Thanks, man. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. Big time show tonight. I can't wait. I've been looking forward to this show. We got a lot to talk about. Hopefully Simone will get the chat popped up because tonight we're going to hear from a lot of people. There's a lot of chatter in the racquetball verse or racquetball universe, whatever you want to call it. So Save Our Courts. It is what it is, and we're going to talk about that tonight. There's going to be some people that are going to be chiming in all over the country. I've had people message me privately, and you as well, that said, "Hey, we want to tell our story, what's going on in our community too." So looking forward.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's no doubt. Chat's already getting going. Simone, can you throw up little hot topics? What's happening tonight? What do we got there? Leo, so tell everybody, what are we talking about? What's going on? Tonight's topics before we get into it.
First, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. What's up, Robert, John, Brian? We got a lot of our loyal and regular watchers. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys will keep the chat flowing because that's what's going to help us keep us on topic tonight.
Keep it sharing too. Keep sharing it. We can't stress that enough.
Let me go share it real quick. Let me multitask.
Share it, get it. Well, thank God we have Simone. We're going to talk about the court concerns, upcoming stuff. If you're on social media, most of you are, if you're watching it here on Facebook or on YouTube, you see what's happening. We'll talk about that. A lot of upcoming events. Leo even talked to me about something that I almost forgot that I'm going to next week. Veronica and I had our first experience at a Major League Pickleball event. And I'll tell everybody this. Before yesterday, and Leo, we're fans now. We're fans, but we'll talk about that later. Check out our new shirts Dr. Jim Heiser sent. Love them. Thank you. The KWM Gutterman World Singles and Doubles Championships. That's going to be in August. Leo and I will be talking about that soon. Leo, and then, of course, Hot Topics, Fans Speak, and much, much more. What else, brother?
Yeah, like you just went over all the topics. We're going to be talking about, like we said, the court concerns. So if you're watching tonight and if you're at a club and you're having issues with your courts, we want to know about it tonight. We know what's going on. We're not trying to make this, I talked to somebody earlier and they said, "Oh man, is this going to be a downer show?" No, it's not a downer show. It's a reality show. It's real. We're talking about real issues.
I don't know if they're ready for a reality show with us. And Chewy, and Mateo, and Be fun. Reality racquetball.
Yeah, I know. But like we talked about in our pre-production meeting, we're not trying to tear anything down. We're trying to build it up. You guys know, all we do is try to promote the sport, listen to you guys, and
ladies, Joanne Pomodoro's already in there.
Joanne, hi Joanne, hi Steve. There's my guy, Steve Castleberry. That's my guy right there, Steve. I want to know what's going on with the courts in Arkansas. Let us know. And then, of course, your Major League Pickleball experience. We're going to get into that. I've been to a couple of events. I follow it really close, but I'm so glad that you went. So now you took some pictures, you took some videos. I saw you sitting in Daniel's box.
Well, let's leave it. We'll talk about it. It was cool. Brian, take it easy there, Brian Vargas. Brian Vargas, Florida One Insurance, one of our main sponsors of the Treasure Coast series. I see you, Brian. And we'll be talking to you because I think Simone's got something for you, Brian, to show. But easy with that comment. I don't know about that. Take it easy there, Brian. Let's not get ridiculous. I'll be here at the KWM World Singles and Doubles. That's
August 10th. August 10th through the 13th. We're going to get to that later. But look, 300, he's got to cap it. Okay. Look, Heiser's been doing tournaments forever. He knows exactly how many courts, how much court time, 2 facilities only. 300 players max. Get in. Don't get left out. I'm serious. Just go enter. Even if you don't get your flight and your hotel yet, just go enter. Go to worldsinglesdoubles.com and you can find all the info.
You know who Veronica's playing mixed with, right?
Are we going to reveal that tonight?
Nah, no need. That'll be fun. Let them do it.
Fan hot topics. And then later on in the show, stick around because guess what?
What?
Simone just told me also
that.
And I wrote him down. She just told me.
Who's that?
Who the winners are.
Oh, really?
A contest that we did in the last show. We asked everybody that was in the show to put your prediction on who's going to finish #1 at the end of the year for the IRT and the LPRT.
Okay.
She drew 2 winners. She
Love it.
And said, here they are. So I wrote them on a piece of paper on a marker. And I don't know, maybe halfway through the show, we're going to reveal the winners.
I love that. Simone's all over it nonstop. Chat room, keep it blowing up. Keep commenting. We're going to show you. We're going to talk about your comments.
Who's in here?
That's what I was going to say. Simone, One Wall's in here. Show him what's up. Say a little love to One Wall, Simone.
Did I just see him put out another design?
Ruben's always putting out some cool designs. Yeah. Oh, Ruben's got some good stuff. I wore my Believe in Yourself shirt last week. That was cool. Thank you, brother. Made me a little black and yellow. Listen, what do you want to hear? We see you, Robert. We see you, Brian. We see you, Steve. What do you want to talk about? We obviously have topics. Leo and I have our fingers to the pulse of the sport. My man just jumped in. He didn't even text me.
Simone, can you highlight Brian's comments? Who is it? Who's in here?
Look at that.
We can't get right into that, can we?
I think we got to start with that. I think Daniel's here. We're going to start with that, Simone. Can we do? I know that wasn't the. Is this Simone?
Jumble?
Well, oh, Simone. All right. So since Daniel's here, Leo, let's take a 60-second beyond the court timeout. Okay. And then we'll come back and talk about the pickleball experience, our experience. Hey,
Simone is going,
yeah. I know. Look at some of these comments. Brian's all over me about
pickleball is fun family sport. Can we
look what he said? Brian, this is not true.
No.
Stop your nonsense.
Nope. I didn't either.
Stop your nonsense.
Listen, a lot of you that know me too said, first you hated pickleball and then you started playing pickleball and you don't even play racquetball anymore. And you guys, tonight is where it's real. I didn't give up on racquetball. I never would. Racquetball has taken me all over the world and made all of you guys my friends. Daniel gave an interview at the Orchard one night, and the guy put him on the spot. It was a couple months ago, and he said, if you had to pick, what would you pick? Daniel was in a house full of pickleball people, and he said racquetball.
Well, we had dinner yesterday, and I'm going to give everybody a little insight into that, Daniel and I, and it was a great dinner, by the way. Daniel, how was that steak? Let's take a quick, Leo, check out this, a Beyond the Court timeout.
Los Angeles.
And we'll be right back, okay? And we'll get right into the
reading
pickleball.
Comments. I'm sorry.
Don't move. Keep the comments flowing. We'll be right back. Check it out. New. It's a Beyond the Court timeout. I really like that feature. I like that timeout. That was cool. That was professional.
Gave me some time to breathe.
And speaking of professional, Leo, let's get right into it, man. Can we?
Simone said do it.
You've been to Major League Pickleball events.
Yeah.
Let's go right to the video. Hey, all of us are racquetball players. We love it. We have the #1 player in the world in the chat box right now. So we're going
in racquetball, soon to be in pickleball.
Oh, I hope so, because I think that one guy.
Singles or doubles. I'll take either one, Daniel. Because just like Daniel reminded me, doesn't matter what it is. If Daniel decides to go off and throw the javelin, then I'm going to follow Daniel. If Daniel decides to go off and, like you said, you support him. And it was nice to see you there. So,
Simone, show us something.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Simone's got more.
Explain that. Go ahead.
All right, let's go. What we got? Okay, we're going to do it twice. What about right? Impressive. And middle, what do we got?
Leo, it was damn cool.
It's production.
You and I
it's
know
US Open-esque.
It was the best US Open racquetball event I've been to, but a little bit on maybe performance enhancing type stuff. And it wasn't difficult. Does it take money? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. But it was just energetic. It was exciting. It was, you were captivated. You were interested. You were outside. There's Daniel and then
Post-match interview.
Thank you. Thanks, Simone.
I was watching. I'm a big fan of Daniel. I'm a fan of pickleball. I met the owner of Major League Pickleball. His name is Steve Kuhn. He's a hedge fund millionaire.
Billionaire with a B.
I'm sorry, billionaire. Let me think straight here. I'm still all hyped up from all of this. And he is in love with pickleball, and he is in love with people. And he has an amazing place called Dreamland in Dripping Springs, Texas. It's south of Austin. It's the most amazing family place. Pickleball is a big part of it, but there's a putt-putt golf and all that. But anyway, back to this thing right here. This is what he created, Major League Pickleball. There's a premier and a challenge level. And basically, the premier league in this one is the top 48 men and women in the world. And then they have the challengers, which are the next top 48 that are coming right up in there. So it's really cool. They had them both together where you were at. I didn't even know they did that. So they had the premier and the challenge together.
Yeah, it was really cool. The top players, in the world and everybody there. But, we were there supporting our guy. We were there supporting our racquetball guy, Daniel, and he did great. They got to the final.
She has another clip. She has another clip that she can show of Daniel in a rally. She says we're going to.
Cool, let's see it.
We'll be able to also.
So, Simone, they can hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit about this, and I discussed this with Daniel and a few of the other players. So,
did you shoot this video?
I did.
You sent this to her?
I did, yeah.
Wow, you were close.
So his partner, we sat in his box. It was really cool. So that's his partner right there. Last name is French. I think it's Bobby. I forget his first name. But, all right, he's kind of a tennis player. He was a Division I golfer. Here's the thing with Daniel. He's like a superior athlete because what he's doing is he may not be number one.
Look at that backhand.
Yeah, he hit him in the face. So he gave him the hand, which he didn't mean. I asked him that. No, he meant it. So
please.
What he's doing is he's doing stuff that even the best pickleball players can't do. And that's because of his athleticism. But once he figures it out, and once he figures out how to actually play it as a pickleball player, they're in trouble because he's going to do stuff that even the best pickleball players can't do. And that's definitely has a lot to do with racquetball, no doubt about it. So this is like the main stadium court that they're on. the energy, the excitement, the build out. Now let me tell you this too. Yeah, watch the patience. I told him, I think I said to him right after this, I go, hey, it's just like you hitting ceiling balls, you and Alvin. Yeah, one of the announcers, I heard him say, oh, I dropped, see that? I dropped a little racquetball comment. So I did hear one of the announcers say during the match, they go, you're not going to see too many backhands like Daniel De La Rosa. And absolutely true, you know, and there's no doubt that that comes from a lot of his racquetball skills. So it was awesome. You know, I thank him for the invite. Veronica and I drove up. We had a great time. The experience, Leo. So you walk in, high energy, obviously a couple thousand people. There's music blaring. There's a guy on a mic the entire time. We're outside. There's kind of drink stands and snack stands. There's vendors. There's stuff to do for kids. There's no downtime. Little details, right? Like the referee. He's got a wireless headset, big JBL speaker. Every time he speaks, everybody can hear him. You know, so it was like little things that just weren't, to me, super complicated. I spoke earlier with, I'm not going to say, one of the biggest sponsors in racquetball. You like my shirt? And we were talking about things that could or could not be done, because what's one of the things we hear all the time? Oh, it takes money. Oh, it takes money, right? Like, is that not the famous line in our sport?
You do, though. You have to have, you know, you can do a lot of things with money. And that's why when you went there, you saw that. Those awesome video boards, the production, you saw the production trucks. Simone, can you show that video? I think it was a picture of you and Daniel. And if you look at the detail in the background, you can see how they piece all those boards to look at that. That's a video board in the background.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Look at the amount of people, you know, all around the court too. It was really cool. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the technology was awesome. Where we're standing right there is kind of like a little VIP player only area. Mm-hmm. So they set it up nice, some food, some drinks, you know, kind of like, dare I say, a Doug Gannon US Open. It was, you know, it had that feel to it. Guess what? Ruben, one more, you're right. I saw a handful of racquetball players came over to me. One person, Curtis Winter. Everybody knows Curtis from Florida. Curtis Winter was there. Comes up. He was one of the sponsors. He had a tequila stand, like right there. It was pretty cool. We saw Mark Cuban's partner, Mark Cuban owns Daniel's team, and we saw his partner. So it was really, really exciting. I am a racquetball player through and through. Veronica's a racquetball player. Daniel's a racquetball player. We'll always be racquetball players. But it was fun. And I'll tell you this, racquetball world, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that we can do to make racquetball better. Yeah. And it's not going to take tons of money like they have right now. We can do little things that will we need people with passion, energy, vision, like ready to do it. Like, let's do it. Enough talk. Just do it, you know, and there's some of them out there that are just doing things. And I think we can pull off a pretty sick, pretty cool event, you know, with that same kind of excitement somehow.
They have big time staff. You know, like I said, I keep up with pickleball. I've been to those Major League Pickleball events. They have somebody doing something everywhere. They have, you know, look at the guy behind the camera guy. That's the guy that goes and makes sure that everybody stands in the proper place, that the interview gets done. I mean, typically you don't have that in racquetball. You know, guys are just kind of wandering around, going to go talk to the IRT or whatever. But it's a full production, scorekeepers, all kinds of personnel. So yeah, there's a lot that, you know, that we could still do to take from pickleball and bring into racquetball. I agree.
It just, everybody seems to work together. And, you know, Ruben's right. One wall. Absolutely. What I learned from that is their ability to market and speak to their audience is incredible. Now, I'm not going to lie. Even the best rally we saw yesterday is nowhere near watching one of the best rallies I've ever seen in racquetball. Mm-hmm. But it's still cool to watch. You were into because of the format. They play, so it's teams of 4. They play games to 21 rally scoring. Every point matters. You know, they play the women's doubles first, then the men's doubles, then the mixed, 2 mixed, and then if it's tied up at 2-2, they will go to a 5th end of deciding called a dream breaker, which is, check this out. So you have 2 men, 2 women on each team. I know you know. I'm just telling our racquetball
Oh,
players.
sure. I love it.
So you have 2 men, 2 women on each team. A dream breaker is you're going to play no more than 4 points each to 21. So let's say Leo and I go first. We're against each other. We play 4 points total. Then you have to switch out 2 new players. So let's say Leo beats me or is up 4-0 after our first 4 points. And then Daniel comes in and Kane. And then Daniel, and Kane.
But they have the women too.
The women, yeah. So it's revolve. So it's really cool. It's engaging. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And and it won't translate, Leo, but if you can, go to YouTube. Just Google Major League Pickleball event.
Go Google Daniel De La Rosa Pickleball.
Ultimately, the experience itself was super cool, and I appreciate it. And we'll see what happens. But no, and we're going to get into our next topic here in a second, because everybody's got an answer of what we need to do, right? Racquetball, and me included. I used to be that guy thinking, oh, just do this. Oh, just do that. I hate to break it to you all. It's just not that simple. So anyway, again, thank you for the invite, Daniel. It was awesome. Leo, we can move on. We got a lot to talk about. If you got any other closing thoughts on that, no. I can go on and on. We will go back to another event, and Veronica and I will absolutely start playing a little bit more pickleball.
Yeah, just keep up with Daniel. You don't have to keep up with pickleball. Just keep up with Daniel. If you love racquetball, you don't have to love Daniel. You like racquetball, follow Daniel. He is making noise in the MLP, and he brings racquetball with him. So that does put eyeballs on racquetball. It will raise curiosity. Maybe somebody in pickleball, wow, maybe I should go try a little racquetball. I haven't played in a while. So I think it's good. I think it is definitely good for the sport. And let's not forget the team that Daniel is on is owned by Mark Cuban, Dirk Nowitzki, Todd Wagner. Google him. He's also a billionaire. What's his name? The guy from Shark Tank. I can't remember his name.
Well, Mark Cuban.
Robert.
Yeah.
Herjavec, or however you say his last name. One of the guys on Shark Tank. He's part owner of that team. So that's a pretty good company. It's a good employer.
That's the thing, we're bringing eyeballs and people, and hey, if whatever it takes, if we're getting it through the visual or eyeballs of the pickleball fans, the pickleball community, so be it. We'll talk about what our thoughts are, and of course, what our thoughts are with some of the biggest and most successful business people and the individuals. And again, this isn't a downer show, Leo. We just have to talk about what's really going on. And then, when we see what the issues are, maybe there's ways to fix it or do things, but they are important to share. So let's take a quick break. Okay. We'll take a quick commercial break. Jules loves to see what's going on, and we'll be right back. All right. Don't move. We're coming right back. Share the feed.
Share it, please.
Go get yourself a cup of coffee, or I have a little bedtime tea. It's called. It's sleepy time.
We're going to give something away.
We'll do that right after the break. How about that?
Good.
Don't move, Simone.
I like free stuff.
So we exist. Racquetball is an amazing sport. It helps you obviously physically and mentally, but it helps you in life in general. And definitely say that you should all go play. That reminds me, did you see that video I recently posted, that reel of the doctor who was saying how people that play racket sports live longer? Now,
I saw that.
You don't even know this, but I'm going to break it to everyone right now. Guess what? I'm in contact with him. He private messaged me. And if we can, we'll have him on the show as a guest. And awesome. Yeah, Dr. Amen. Check it out. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, go to my Facebook feed, go to my Instagram reel. And he said about it. And he's a racquetball player. So even cooler. Check it out. It'll be fun if we get him on. And let's ask the fans real quick, because Leo, you and I are always talking about different types of guests and whatnot. Would you be interested in guests that are outside of racquetball? Yes, this doctor plays racquetball, and he's obviously a big supporter of racket sports in general. But what about some, celebrities, quasi-celebrity? A buddy of mine, 3-time Super Bowl champion with Tom Brady. big actor, right? Carmine Giovinazzo, CSI New York. If any of you watch them, you know, these are good buddies, and yes, they've pretty much all played racquetball. But would that be interesting to you on Beyond the Court? Because there's some stuff we can make happen.
Does he play racquetball?
They both have, yeah.
Then he's coming on the show.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, you and I think so.
Different perspective.
What do our fans think? Right?
A different perspective.
So, all right, Leo, go, buddy. What are we at?
All right, so a big topic tonight. You know, if you guys are on social media like we are, and you know, word is going around about some court removal, court repurposing. Let's see, Simone. I'm going to send her a message and see if we can. Okay. Yeah, tonight we want to talk about court removal. Basically,
this is where the chat's going to blow up because everybody knows the answer. No offense, we do too. We think
we want to hear it though. We want.
Yeah, we do want to hear it.
What you think is the solution to this problem? Most recently, a good friend of ours, and you know him very well, Jody Morris, was recently notified by Lifetime Management that they were going to remove his 2 racquetball courts. Jody has been at Lifetime for
Jody's
12
right
years.
in the middle. He's right in the middle of them.
Yep.
There's Jody.
Jody, 12 years, a great friend, you know, a family man. He has kids, business owner, well-accomplished player, state champ, lessons, camps, leagues. You know, he was a complete racquetball ambassador in his community and contributor. And the state of Texas, you know, and even people that traveled, you know, across the country to play in Jody's tournaments. So to get that kind of news, you know, it's pretty crushing, man. And we've talked to Jody, you and I both. We first reached out to him. He just said he just needed some time. And,
yeah. Well,
you know, 12 years, man.
We can relate. I mean, you went through something on a bigger scale at the Maverick, and there's
and look at that
Lifetime. That's cool with 2 kids.
That was Kane's Club.
Brian, we see, right. It's not a downer show. I get it, but you got to talk reality, right? I know you're a successful business person, and without really facing issues or facing problems and pretending like nothing's happening, you know what happened. So Leo and I kind of want to talk a little bit about, you know, the business side of it, right? The business model. We speak to big business owners, big business friends. Of course, it sucks. Lifetime Fitness nationally, they're going to slowly remove the courts. Yes, let's get through the negative and the downer part. If LA Fitness does that, we got problems. We have big problems, but there's ways to get through it, right? I mean, the hope is. The question is this for everybody. If you wanted to make money, would you build a racquetball facility? You know, would you? Like, what would you do? We don't know, right? We don't, obviously, whatever everyone has been trying to do or not doing, it's not working. So what Lifetime Fitness did, they're a business. They walk in, a racquetball court is 800 square feet. They look at it and say, well, all right, let's maximize this. Even if we put 4 people every hour on this court, how much is it? I was talking to Keith today about what is it hourly to rent one of his pickleball courts, you know, and whatever it is at $45 or $50 an hour. And there's not enough courts anywhere, you know, whatever. Racquetball was there once. Racquetball was there, and that's the good of it. You know, could we get that back? What we have to do, besides all these ideas, right, is we have to create demand. And what's demand? We have to create the demand for people to want to go play racquetball. Here's our biggest obstacle right now is if we snapped our fingers and there was demand, are the courts there?
You asking me that?
I am. I mean, Brian, you know, people that know this area. I live in you know, I'm in Florida, right? If we didn't have the 2 racquetball courts where we are, the next closest court is 40 minutes away. So if I snap my fingers and had 500 to 1,000 players, where do they go play?
Yeah.
So it's not you're right, I'm wrong, I'm right, you're wrong. It's not that.
Yeah.
We all love the sport. We want to figure it out. Yes, constantly, daily, we are working on ideas to create demand, to create interest. Yes, it takes money. Yes, we have.
Here we go. Leadership from clubs where it's working. There's one. But that's what we want to hear. We want to hear, ideas. It can happen. Unfortunately, we rely on clubs in most places to play, or colleges, military installments, city-owned rec facilities. So, there's just a few categories, obviously the private sector. So, yeah, we all know where we can play racquetball. Okay. I think JT has a very good, extensive list that I know he's constantly updating. He's always asking for people to either let him know if remove a cord or if a place closes or whatever. So we all know where it is. That's what we need to build on. Okay. We need to, this is just, I guess this is my input, because everyone's going to have, look at this. I mean, Rick Racquetti, everybody is going to have some great opinions. And I hope that the leaders in our sport, because, we read all this stuff. I hope that the IRT, the LPRT, the NMRA, the IRF, and USA Racquetball, I hope you guys will go back and read some of these comments from these people that are in here.
I don't even know if it's on them anymore at this point. Meaning, what can they do? Like, what are they doing?
Band together. We need to band together.
Yeah, we all have to really look at things that are sometimes, like, what do we do, right? Like, whatever we're doing isn't working. Do we agree with that? Would we agree? If we were in a room, Leo, if you and I are business partners.
That's what we're not doing. And that's exactly my point to JT's list.
And it's okay to say that, right? Like, let's do it.
Yeah,
what do we do?
We need to tackle that list that we know that exists, where all these places are that we can play. Okay.
Okay.
That's what we need to focus on. We need to massage that. We need to make that the pie in the sky. So everybody that's on that list, that's where we need to be coordinating some kind of event. Doesn't even have to be a sanctioned tournament. You've done it. Other people are doing it. It doesn't even have to be sanctioned. It needs to be activity.
Outdoor,
leagues,
also
clinics,
outdoor,
lessons,
just everything
outdoor,
tied in,
everywhere. Okay?
Everything and anything racquetball. Just do it.
Yeah.
Stop with the indoor versus outdoor, or this is better or that's better. Put a racket in your hand. Stop your bitching, and just say the word racquetball. Go out and play racquetball. There was a few people there that. They came over and like, oh, Sudsy, you play I saw a bunch of other racquetball players. Oh, you're playing pickleball now. I'm like, no, I play racquetball. I go, but yeah, I'm here supporting Daniel, and we love racquetball. We might play some pickleball. So there's definitely ways to get things done. It would take years. Leo, I've had people come to me and say, how much do you need? And this, I've said, I wouldn't take your money, because truth is, I don't even know if it would work. Right? I mean, is now the time we just get into it. We might as well, right? The demand creates events. Tournaments don't create demand. I don't disagree with that. Is that Mike, Team Dovetail? Yeah, I mean, it's not. Tournaments might just not be the answer. Leagues might not be the answer. It's how do you introduce people to the new sport? It's not just juniors. You got to create college kids that are having kids that want to play. You got to pretend racquetball comes second. But you're flipping through your phone, or you're, like we all do, or you're looking at the TV and something catches your eye, right? And you stop. What if that becomes second? Steve, I disagree 100%. Leo, I can't. I got it. Steve Castleberry. I love you, buddy. I appreciate your engagement. It doesn't take volunteers. Volunteers, you get what you pay for. We're volunteers, okay? It's not volunteers that get it done. I need people to make money. It's got to be a business decision. Volunteers are great. We need volunteers everywhere. There's no doubt about it. But that hasn't been doing it. Guess how many volunteers I saw yesterday at Pickleball? A lot. But I saw a lot more people getting paid.
They pay a lot of people.
I know. We talk.
I'm gonna tell you. I know.
Yeah. We've turned.
They pay people to keep score.
it's not, oh yeah, that ref was getting paid. Yeah, Daniel threw some numbers at me. It was impressive. But again, no, Steve, I disagree. Leo, we've been doing this for so long. We've created this charity type mindset of, oh, everybody volunteer, do it for free, do it for nothing, right? And, you know, it's like you and I run events. And you're right, Steve, but guess what? I guarantee you, if I showed them a way to make money,
Yeah.
you would be more than just alive. That's the concern right there. So if I say to Leo, you're a painter, right? Can you come paint my house?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. No problem. You want. But if I say to somebody else, I'm paying you to be here on Tuesday, big difference. Leo will get to me when he can. You get what you give back. Okay. So anyway, yes, you need volunteers. Yes, we love volunteers. It's incredible. We appreciate volunteers. Don't spin this any other way. But I want to see people make money. And now I'll tell you my story. About that time, Leo? Does Simone have some pictures?
So, yeah, just to finish up with Jody, you know, thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. He was a
yes.
volunteer, Leo, wasn't he? But he had no control. They took the course.
Somewhat
Yeah.
of a volunteer.
Listen,
he's smart. He
he's
did
not-
it mainly because he loved it.
basically a volunteer, right?
He loved it, and he kept it going. And you know, I'm glad I went to the last tournament. I'm sorry I didn't play in it. I was gonna play.
Man,
Play in the next one, Jody.
I wish I knew.
But I'm glad I was there.
They didn't tell him though.
No,
they didn't tell him. They just and
they called him in. Said they needed to meet with him, general manager.
Sounds familiar. So, all right, Jody, thank you. As you all know, thank you, Simone. See that right there, Leo?
Of course.
Event 7.
April 28th through the 30th. It's a sellout. I can't wait. I'm going to be there. Thank you, Sudsy. Thank you, Mark Frank Hotels, for getting me there. I can't wait. It'll be my first one. I visited the club. I can't wait to see all you guys in Florida during the tournament. I'm going to have a blast. I'm going to bring my party hat, and we're going to have a great time.
So there's our tournament director and business partner, Keith Lewis. Keith, what's up, buddy? Thank you. We'll be having you on soon to talk about a lot of other things as well. All right, so let's get right to it. Everybody's got a plan, right, Leo? Let's talk about something real quick. What's that right there? Those, anybody know? Anyone know? Anyone know? Those are the 2 courts at Vero Fitness, right?
That I've hit on.
You have hit on. Oh, can she? Simone, can you upload that picture of Leo smacking it around last week? So check this out, racquetball players and fans. You ready? Steve Castleberry, your timing couldn't have been any better. Look at that comment by Steve. I'm gonna have Simone leave that up there throughout this story. So Steve, 2 racquetball courts. Club went from 1,500 members to 2,700 members after COVID. The closest racquetball courts from here are about 40 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 years ago, Leo, when we got here, Kane and I, the first thing we did our experience, the first ever experience at Vero Fitness. There, Simone's just on it. There's the original, we call them the original 12 right there. All right. And it was amazing. It was an amazing time. And those 12 individuals with Kane and I in the middle paid to come out and enjoy an experience with Kane and I that we hope was to their satisfaction, which, you know, we think it was. We did it again. And the club owners told me, you know, we paid for the club. We rented the club. There's a business
before
model.
you refinished the courts on that photo?
Oh, yeah.
Can you put it back up?
Yeah. Those are not done. See on the right side, see the
yellow
tape? That was a piece of tape that we put down to show that how they can't hit their racket, you know, the serve line, you know, so you can't go down the line. So yeah, those were before. You could see the before right there. Before Keith and I did them. And I know there were some pictures of but they just didn't upload. That was after. Look at that. Maria Vargas, Monty Mejia, Veronica. We've had some incredible players. So anyway.
Those courts are awesome now. That floor is.
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead.
It was great. So 2 years ago, Kane and I pay the club the money, whatever it was, a couple $1,000. And I quote, "Thank you. We haven't seen a dollar from racquetball in decades," with an S, decades. I'm like, great. So when we found out exactly what was going on, what we did was, my goal with Veronica was to do everything, and Leo, you know a little bit more, everything and anything we possibly could to generate revenue for the courts. Now, don't forget, you only have 2. So you have 800 square feet times 2, 1,600 square feet in this massive club.
Mm-hmm.
And, from a business standpoint, there just wasn't enough money to bring in to justify. So what happened was, about a month ago, the manager asked to see me. They need to talk to me. And what they said was, they have some really bad news. And before they finished their sentence, I said, I understand. I said, I absolutely understand. I know where you're going to go with this. And they're taking the courts out. So Vero Fitness is going to remove the courts. This event will be our last Treasure Coast event at that club. Don't worry, everybody. We will continue the series.
Wow.
But Vero Fitness needs the courts. And when we sat down, Leo, don't forget, I'm in this business over 40 years. My parents owned racquetball clubs in the New York City area that had 20 courts each, okay, in the 80s and the 90s. I said, I understand. And thousands, tens of thousands of dollars we've given that club. It's not their fault. And racquetball players and fans, Daniel Ramirez, I see you. Keith, you knew this. Anyone else that's shocked to hear this, Jesse, it's a business decision. Yeah, Jesse, you got 1,600 square feet. There's only so much you can do. And I asked them, I said, I understand. I know the business. I said, so tell me. I said, tens of thousands of dollars. I said, what are you going to do with it? And do you know what they said? They said, we're not sure yet. They're going to go to the URSA convention. Do you know what URSA is, Leo? If you do, tell the fans, tell everybody what that is.
Yeah, they have a couple of these big organizations, the International Sports Health and Racket Associations.
Yeah.
And these people come together.
Yeah.
And they share ideas about
Correct.
Programs and
Correct.
the latest thing coming into fitness.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And for that, you've got to have space.
Yeah, there's these big conventions. They said they're going to go to it. It's in San Diego, the owners of the club, and they're not sure yet. What I think will happen is it'll become kind of because Leo, you've seen where they're situated. I think it's going to kind of become central storage for this massive club. And their business model. I'll give you an example. They have a summer camp of 120 kids, $200 per week per kid, 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how many events, how many leagues, how many lessons. I give a percentage of every lesson, I don't have to the front desk. Do you know why? I want them to see racquetball revenue, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. So it's a business model issue. Okay. So we have to start really thinking out of we've had LPRT events there, right? I don't know. Simone had pictures up. We've had some of the greatest players in the world come in and out to train, not just to be there. And at the end of the day, tell me that's not true. It's just a decision. I feel awful. It's sad, not a downer show, Brian, but I want to learn from it. I was angry. I was pissed, feel like losing a loved one. But Leo, I understand. I get it. KWN, Keith Miner, Mike Courier, Mark Frank, some of the best business minds in our sport. They understand that there's a business model issue to the 800 square feet. Yeah. So Daniel, it is sad. Don't be in shock. We're going to do this event, the next one. All right. This last one that you're in, but we're going to continue the series. It's not the end. Maybe it's the beginning. And, it sucks. Yeah, it really does suck. It sucks for Veronica and I. Leo, we might have to relocate again. We need courts. Veronica and I need racquetball courts. It's part of what we do. Thank God. Thank you to my position as director of business development, with Performance Chemicals. but we need racquetball courts. It's where I met Mark Frank. It's where I met so many good people and friends and family. It's ultimately at the end of the day, they're doing the right thing. I'm not happy, right? We're not happy.
Yeah.
But we understand.
Yeah.
So what they told me, just to be specific and crystal clear, this is the last scheduled racquetball event at the courts. So for those of you that are there or entered, and it's great, Leo, we have over 50 players. It's the biggest and fastest sold out event of all the events. And the cool thing is, nobody knew that. So when the entries were piling in,
Yeah,
nobody knew this was it. And I didn't know while the entries were starting. We just found out a few weeks ago. So that'll be our last racquetball event at that club. And they said, now the courts may be there, but we can't book them. So like if you and I wanted to do a big LPRT event or IRT or just an event, a camp, a clinic, invite 1,000 kids and say, we're not going to charge you a penny. Can't do that because the club needs money, and we still didn't give them enough, and we've given them tens of thousands, but that's besides the point. They just said after that event, no more. So we understand. I'm not mad at them. Keep it coming. Outdoor matters, Amir. You're right. But like Keith Miner said to me, KWM Gutterman, he said, you're living proof. You guys are doing everything and anything. And, you've given, whether it's $1 or $1 million, and it was nowhere near $1 million, but, it maybe it's just the business model. And yes, we are relocating, Lance, but I think we're going to stay in Florida. But to be quite honest, Texas was there. Maybe go back to South America. Who knows? So yeah, it sucks. Sad day. We love racquetball. Treasure Coast Series is going to continue. We're not going to stop. We're also definitely going to do at least one outdoor 3-wall ball Treasure Coast Series, which by the way was also a coincidence. So our existing sponsors will be sponsors of that. So yeah, it sucks. So, everybody with all the answers, you tell us. It's nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. Has our business model to this point killed us? And, this is a good time to say it. Leo, we could point fingers. We can complain, but I got news for everybody. It's not the 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 people today leading, and unless they've been around for years. This demise has kind of been happening for a while. Is that accurate, Leo?
everybody wants you to come to California, Texas.
Shoot me a proposal.
Yeah.
We can live anywhere. We just need courts.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know exactly how it feels. You, Jody, everybody else. You never really think it's going to happen to you because things are just going right along. I work for a gentleman that owned the club for 38 years. We knew what we were up against, but we still fought every day. We did 10 events a year. We did clinics. We did leagues. We did everything that we could. And one day he just decided that it just wasn't enough. And it was all business. Bob Sullins loved racquetball. He still loves
racquetball player.
Racquetball. Yeah, he built that place from the ground up. But just we couldn't do it. But that doesn't mean to me that we failed. We did everything we could. We did everything, and we had a great time doing it, and that was the best part. Bob, he loved racquetball. We had no rules about kids. There was no age limit, no restriction.
That's a big part of it.
We allowed anybody to come into our club and play racquetball. So I'm sorry to hear that. I know how it feels. We got some people flowing into the chat. Reading, some comments here. Yeah, Rick Ricchetti.
I think it's Ricchetti.
Ricchetti.
Not sure.
Rick, is it Ricchetti or Ricchetti?
It's Rick. He's a good dude. Angelo, his son.
Yes, Angelo, great kid. Big shout out to Angelo. It is going to be a combine of forces, indoor and outdoor, I think.
Yeah, you have, like I said, you know, at the end of the day, give us a racquetball racket, give us a ball, and you know, we'll go play. And here's the thing too, Leo, and you and I know this. It's not, you know, everybody watching this podcast, so to speak, too. We're always going to be there, right? We're always going to play racquetball. We aren't the ones, you know, we're the diehards, and there's very small. Mike Martinez from Kennex calls them the 5%ers of the total, you know, population that plays racquetball. I don't know what it is, once a week at least.
Sabath Trejo, with that comment right there, his daughter Leah went to Guatemala
to
and
continue
played
playing
for Team USA. That's how cool that comment, when that makes me think of where Leah came from, you know, coming in with her dad, just like you know, all these kids coming in with their parents.
That's how we all played, you know, and that's
you taking Jules to the club. I have never seen a kid cry so much having to come off of the court when Jules.
You didn't see Veronica and I when we were kids.
I mean, now Mateo, you know, Mateo, like that, he sees that court, they go inside, they hit the ball, you tell them they got to come off because the match has to start or whatever, and they cry.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but
that's what we need.
You know, yeah, well, but what we, yeah, I mean, you know, again, business model, and we're not going to get into it right now because we're talking about doing some things that will create demand and interest. We got to create demand and interest. We got to create, you know, people that aren't. We got to. This is going to sound terrible. We got to stop chasing the Olympic dream. It's just not going to happen. That's not what we. That's the wrong direction. Efforts, time, money, resources. Like, enough. You know, let the other countries chase that dream. It is Ricchetti. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know, it's
thank you, Simone.
Yeah, Simone's amazing, and thank you, Rick. Carmine, yeah, Carmine, you're right. You know, and Veronica and I talked about that, Leo, and you know this as we're talking about relocating, right? And by the way, the hand's getting better. It's still a little, it's definitely still broke, but
yeah, still see a little swelling.
Oh no, it's the lighting. But anyway, yeah, I'm almost able to make a fist. Yeah, it's 4 weeks today. So anyway, we don't have all the answers. It's not just it's obviously not a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's certainly something we need to think about what direction we want to go in. What do we want to do as far as how do we create demand, and where investors and people will get excited to be part of our sport. And then kids, right? Like, let me tell you something. Talking about Major League Pickleball earlier, and I don't know, you might know, Leo. If colleges, you know, March Madness is going on right now. If colleges start doing pickleball teams, it's endgame for any racquetball, any racket sport that isn't tennis. Or it is. I don't know how Barstool Dave Portnoy doesn't own a pickleball team yet.
Yeah, there is college pickleball teams already. They've already got that going. It's about to explode even farther, just like everything else that it's doing, and also gambling. Is coming to pickleball. So they're going to have a lot of growing pains.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you know, and again, we're going to have somebody on that knows a lot about the business side of pickleball on our show. And one of his takes is that the pro game might fizzle out because even their business model is outrageous, the millions and millions of dollars. You know, people might eventually, it's the old story, right? When racquetball was at its hottest, you know, or take Kane or Cliff or myself, how many people don't even know who we are? You might get a straggler here or there, but there's millions of players. Pickleball could become like that on a pro level, but I think his take was that it will continue to grow, you know, from a recreational standpoint, and you just may not know, but it's great, you know, it's stand-up ping pong, and that's pickleball. So as long as they should learn, back to reality, right? Learn from what we have done and have not done.
Yeah.
Learn pickleball, what racquetball has done and not done. And, you know, energy, vision, it's not going to take one person. Eileen's not wrong. I think that COVID was, you know, a great racquetball mind, Doug Ganem, dare I say. I think he said, Leo, to both of us, that COVID might have been our death blow. And again, when we say that, that doesn't mean we're gone. We're not gone forever.
No.
You know, just from a big, huge Leo, you speak to a lot of organizers, not us. You said it to me the other day. You said they just seem drained and tired. I get it. I get that they could be drained and tired because they're constantly, it's like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we get through this? No, Steve, you don't need constant volunteers because volunteers get tired too. Even donors get tired, right? Donor fatigue. Something else comes up. I got to go to my daughter's dance. I'm sorry, I got to miss this Treasure Coast series. So, you know, things happen. It's the reality of it. Leo, I don't even think a big fat check is the answer. What do you think? Honestly.
Well, you know, I've experienced it in racquetball. I've run events. We have some other event organizers in here too. I see a couple of familiar names, and you guys know exactly how it is. And you said it before. We get so much out of a volunteer, but it does help when you can put people in place that will take care of things, and you don't have to treat them like a volunteer. They're there to do a job, get a job done. So that's just one thing I think that, you know, that we could probably, you know, learn from pickleball or bring into the business model side.
There's no doubt that from, you know, no business model, I think that's where we're going to continue to have issues. Because Leo, you got 800 square feet. You put 4 people in a court at an hour. It doesn't mathematically make sense to an investor right now. You know, when it was hot in the 70s, 80s, now they see it as space and there's just not enough players. Now we can point fingers as to why we are where we are today, but that's all said and done. You know, it's now let's learn what others are doing. Let's learn how they're doing it, why they're doing it. Kristen, I agree with you 100%. Mike Kinkin's better half, you know, money. Simone, can you show that comment? Money doesn't solve money problems. A plan solves problems.
A good plan.
A good plan. I don't disagree, Kristen. You know,
a successful plan, you know, a modeled plan.
Yeah, I've had some of the terms throwing good money at bad money. You know, what do you do? Which direction is this organization going? That organization? What's different from today, yesterday? We're not pointing fingers. How can we learn? How can we learn from, you know, how can we learn from the mistakes we've made? Free is expensive. Having mainly volunteers is not. You're absolutely right, Carmine. Carmine's a successful businessman in New York.
Yeah.
You know, my father told me, Leo, when I was 10 years old, he was a successful contractor. Mm-hmm. He said, don't ever let somebody volunteer to do it if you can pay them, because for many reasons, right? Hold them accountable, hold them responsible. You know, they have to do it. It's great. You know, people say, oh, great job. Thanks for doing that. We need volunteers. There's no doubt. But
there's a place for them.
Yeah.
You know, when I met, like I said, I met Steve Kuhn right when I first started following pickleball. I kept seeing this guy all over Instagram and Facebook, and
the billionaire, not a millionaire.
Billionaire. And you know, I actually played in the very first amateur side with a Major League Pickleball tournament. And so, you know, I was done with the tournament, and you know, I'm walking over and getting my free drink and my free food thing, and I go off to the side and I'm eating. I think I got some nachos, some brisket nachos, and I'm just devouring these things. And there's a guy next to me devouring the same thing I am, and I look over, and it was the guy that I kept seeing all over the internet. And so I looked at him, and I'm wiping the sauce off, and he's wiping the sauce off. And I said, look, I got to ask you a question. I've seen you all over the internet. I got to ask, who are you? And he said, my name is Steve Kuhn. I said, oh, well, what do you do in pickleball? He goes, well, I own Dreamland. I was like, oh, wow. You know, and, you know, I sat there and enjoyed, you know, my meal and my drink with him. And what I came away, because obviously I wanted to maximize my engagement with Mr. Kuhn, we'll call him. I don't know him personally. So was a vision. And he had a vision. And he had a very clear picture of where he wanted to go and what he wanted to do. He has 100 acres where he's at. And he says he's not even begun to where he wants to be at. So we need a vision. We need a different vision. We need a different plan. like Kristen said, we need a plan. And then Mr. Kuhn, who happens to be a billionaire, can put that plan into place. That's why when you went to Major League Pickleball, you saw a lot of people there doing, if they would have rounded up all the staff, they would have filled up that pickleball court, because everybody is there to do a job. They do. Listen, I was watching today, is Championship Sunday for Major League Pickleball for the premiere. They were having some audio issues on the YouTube channel, and some of you pickleballers that watch both probably heard this too. We were watching the live YouTube feed. They were having some audio issues during the celebrity match. They had Warfel, the quarterback.
Yep, Danny Warfel. His sister is a racquetball player, Sarah from Florida.
Exactly.
Sarah Warfel. Yep.
Well, in the midst of the audio issues, you could hear the sound guy in the background, his side conversation, and you could hear him say, "Look, I want to make sure that we're putting the best audio out there." And you heard him say it. So it's just things like that. And you saw it when you were there.
But that matters, yeah. And Alan, what's up? Alan Christensen, one of my partners from the Pro-Am doubles and at the U.S. Open, was awesome. You know, make the sport watchable, online TV, traffic, media. Alan, I agree 1,000,000%. That is one of my big plans, is to create a demand and an interest. And yes, it starts with that. So I don't need anybody at the venue watching. I need people online, right? That's where everybody is, period. I don't care if there's one person live watching. I don't care. I need everybody online pumping out a great product. And I think that's where it goes. And I have a bunch of plans and ways and excitement. But again, I think there was a comment by, was it Brian, Simone? Can we get that comment up from Brian about, it was $1 million. That's the one. Brian, it's funny you say that. I was talking to an investor the other day. Leo, I think I told you this. And they said, what if you had a check for $1 million? Yeah. I said, I wouldn't take it. I said, well, I mean, yeah, I got to pay bills, and if that's what you want me to do, no. I said, I wouldn't take it. I said, because I said, or if it was like money you had to just throw away, I would give you the plan. I would show you what I think or what I want to do. But I'd also tell you, it's kind of like betting black or red on the roulette table, and it's likely going to go the other way than your bet, because I'm just not confident in that plan either. So I absolutely agree with that. It's not just about the money, Kristen. It's going to take a lot more vision, energy, excitement. It's going to take a village, and I think there's some fun, cool stuff to do. Alan, you're preaching to the choir, brother. I mean, I'd start changing the court. I'd be changing some rules. I'd be creating, we'd be creating an atmosphere, a competitive atmosphere. I'm not going to talk about it now, but similar to what I saw this weekend.
Look at Ruben. Look at onewallball.com. Mm-hmm. Top golf makes driving a golf ball cool. Yeah, I mean, but again, do we have enough players? Do we have enough courts to go play at? Anybody can do it. So anyway, so that's that. It sucks. It really sucks. Feel free to email me your proposal for us to move to your state. Yeah, people are promoting the sport in healthy ways, blah, blah, blah. Like, when do we be real? Yeah, we know that. So am I. So are you. So we all are. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good things. But is that the answer? Is it? Like I think that's what we got to do. Stop also, right? Like the cheerleaders and the pom-poms of, yay, everything's great. No, it's not. It's okay. Doesn't mean we don't stay in the fight. We stay in the fight. Right. And we keep going. I'm not stopping. We're continuing. We're going to continue our events. Look at this, the World Singles and Doubles, the KWM World Singles and Doubles. We're constantly, Leo's, look at the shirts he's making. He busts his ass. He wants to sell. We love racquetball. We're going to continue to do it. But, we got to face reality at some point. And, you could be the greatest promoter in the world. I like to think that we did a pretty damn good job here. But guess what? They need the space. By the way, that was one of the comments they said. They said, we just need the space. Yeah. Think about it. They literally need the space. Doesn't matter if that, I'll give you one better. Full disclosure. I offered to them to become a tenant and to rent the space as a tenant. Like, give me the two courts.
I'll control them. I'll pay you a monthly rent, you know, and believe me, it was probably would have lost money on the deal, but we would have saved 2 courts. And they just said, no, you can't, it just didn't work, you know, do the math.
Yeah, that's what I think Jody was told by the general manager
of Lifetime Fitness.
Lifetime was they needed it for the growing kids' activities. They just needed the space.
I didn't want to. So Daniel told me yesterday, one of the things Lifetime is doing, this is crazy, mind blowing. They're taking out basketball courts to put in pickleball courts, but that's a whole nother. Listen, pickleball is going to run into issues. They're already having issues. We need to, you know, racquetball, we want it to stay alive. We want it to, you know, we want to continue playing, and it will. Racquetball's not going to die. It'll be here for all of our lifetimes, for sure. It will be, you know. But again, Amir, you're absolutely right. Indoor, outdoor, whatever. Just let's play it. You know, let's do it. Let's create excitement, demand. Let's create some personalities, and people are interested, and some little kids want to play, and then kids in high school and then colleges, and you know, don't worry about the organizations and the tours, you know, like the Manias, they're doing a good job. Just do what you do. Just do what you do and see what happens. You know, the Warhawk Open, good job in Louisiana. Great job. Excellent stuff. Do it. Just keep going, right? Just keep going. And let's see what happens. And let's see if your owners don't wake up and take the courts.
Yeah. You know, let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep, you know, promoting like we're doing, you know, the world singles and doubles, the KWM Gutterman world singles and doubles coming up. You know, we've got 3-wall ball. You know, let's keep going. Let's keep fighting. We can't stop. You know, in fact, when Jody was given the news over there, me personally made sure, you know, just so I know, luckily, there's an LA Fitness only about 15 minutes north of where that club is. So I'm sure some of you racquetball players that are there already know this, but at least you won't have to travel too far to go play at an LA Fitness. They've got 4 courts there at that facility that's close by.
Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start seeking courts. I'm going to chase courts, and then I'm going to be really disappointed, Leo, when I call you and go, well, now they're taking these courts. Thank God Mark Frank Hotels, he's building a court in his house. It was great. We were on speaker yesterday, and he's in the car, and, you know, Veronica just started laughing. He goes, there were some courts being taken away up in his area too. And he goes, well, I have a solution. He's actually starting construction on his court soon. So you'll be there. But with that, you know, I think we're good with this discussion, Leo. I think we can move on to some upcoming events. Let's take a quick break. Let's give some love to one of our sponsors and supporters, which we all need to support these people. We need to go check out their businesses. We need to, what they can do. You know, I am personally going to be introducing you to a lot of them in this kind of an atmosphere and this kind of an environment. So, all right, don't move. We will be right back. Okay. Don't move. Check this out. All right, so here we are. We're back, Leo, and episode number 68 of Beyond the Court already.
Wow. Do you remember number 1?
I do. I was alone. I was alone. It was during COVID, and you know, everybody. Alex and I had just won the national doubles nationals, flew home. And the world got shut down, you know, a couple of weeks later, and it was just so negative. Everybody remembers how scary it was, and you know, to me, it kind of brought me back to 9/11, being born and raised in New York, and being there, you know, that day. It was like, man, what can we do? And I told Veronica, I go, I'm going to go live and just talk to the racquetball community, because if you look back, there wasn't a lot going on. Everybody was scared and nervous. And I just recently posted that Keep It Going video, which was pretty awesome. Remember, if you didn't see it, go check it out. It's pretty damn cool. And yeah, I just got on live like this. I started talking to myself and, you know, to others. And it just grew from there and morphed. And Scotty Mack contacted me after a couple and said, hey, what can I do to help? Ellie, you know, and then you came along and here we are. So, you know, this is called Beyond the Court 68, but it wasn't called Beyond the Court. So it's well over 100 episodes of this type of stuff. And it's been a cool ride. We're here and we're going to keep it going for sure. So Simone wants you, Leo, to announce the winners.
Okay. Simone's in my ear asking me if I was ready. Of course I'm ready. I'm always ready. Okay, so, and we have to come up with another. I like a contest. I just love a good contest.
Let's do it.
So Suds is always giving away shirts. In the previous episode, number 67, we asked everybody in the chat to drop your prediction, who you thought would finish number one at the end of the season in the IRT, and who would finish number one in the LPRT. That's all it was. It was free, didn't cost you anything at all. But I wanted to step in on this one and give away 2 shirts, just like the one that you see me wearing here. This is the newest one in my little collection, the white with the flag with the word
Love it.
Racquetball.
I love it. I have one, and Veronica has one. I absolutely love it.
We got to get the kids one. I got to get the kids clothes.
Yes, please. Yep.
Send me the kids sizes.
I will. Yeah.
All right. So tonight we're gonna announce the winners. When we announce your name, please let me know. I will let you pick the size and let you pick the color. So if you want a white one, just let me know. Or if you prefer the, I think it's smoked charcoal or charcoal gray. Beautiful.
They're awesome. They're really good quality. They're super cool, man.
These are the Gildan. If you want to Google the shirt, I use the Gildan soft style shirts. I think they're 5.5 ounce, 65-35. I love them. All right, here we go. So the 2 winners. The first winner, he predicted DLR as the year-end number 1 winner for the IRT, and Simone notified me that it was Ben Ryder.
Ooh, Simone's going to show the winners after you announce
Ben.
both. Congratulations, Ben Ryder. Super cool shirt. Who's the next one? I saw the next winner online earlier. Let's see. Is he still here or she?
All right. So the next winner in the drawing was from the LPRT. This gentleman picked Monsi Mejia to finish number 1 at the end of the LPRT season, and that individual was
boom, Brian Vargas.
I
love it. There's the 2 winners. Congrats, B. Brian and Ben. Congratulations. Contact Leo for the super cool. Those shirts are awesome. By the way, can I pump them up, guys? Just a suggestion. If I was you, I would buy one and then get the other one. So if you pick the white, I would buy the. They're cool because you're going to want to wear them. Because I'm not going to lie, Leo, I'm a little disappointed I only have one.
I'm going to throw in a couple of decals. This is where it all started. So Brian and Ben, I'll throw in a couple of the cool decals. So you'll get those with the shirts as well. Thanks to everybody that entered.
Awesome. We might have to give something away again.
Reach out to me if you want one. I'd love to. They're $25, $5 shipping. Yeah, let's think about something we can give away between now and the end of the show. Do you have shirts to give away for KWM Gutterman?
How about one of these?
Yes, let's do it.
Can I slide back in my racquetball bag and grab one?
Let's do it. So everybody, while he's getting the shirt, KWM Gutterman, Keith Miner, thank you so much. The title sponsor of that event, presented by R&B Sales. August the 10th through the 13th. Go to www.worldsingles.doubles.com. 300 entries will be the max. We got 300 last year. Jim Heiser already did the numbers, so 300 it is again. We can't take more than 300. We have to be out of these facilities by a certain time. We have 2 clubs, top-notch hospitality. Everybody gets breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're going to have a Saturday night player party with world famous magician Andy Gross. There's team competition.
Racquetball player. Racquetball
Yeah,
player.
former racquetball player. I asked Heiser to reach out to Andy and see if he could come on the show and give us a little magic preview.
What's the contest? Size. Hey, it's a size large. Beggars can't be choosers. Brand new.
Okay. So size large. Let's just make it really easy. Let's do what we did last time. All of the top players in the world will be at the KWM Gutterman World Singles and Doubles Championships. Jim Heiser is going to put over $70,000 in prize purse. So all of the players will be there. So let's do this. Put your prediction. Who's going to win the KWM Gutterman Singles and Doubles Championships? Who's going to win the men's singles, and who's going to win the women's singles? So put your prediction. Put the KWM Gutterman in there with that. And
in the chat. Put it in the chat.
KWM Gutterman, and then put your 2 winners. We'll draw. You got enough for 2 shirts? I get them.
Show them how to do it. So you got to write it like show them, Simone. So you'll put the KWM winners.
Yes.
And you'll say, and what do you want, Leo? What was it going to be?
Just their who's going to win it?
Singles and singles?
Just the singles. Yeah, we'll make it easy. There's your invitation. Get in. Look, you don't have to book. You don't have to book your flight and your hotel right now. Just go enter and get in before the 300. I promise you. Just like we told you in Vegas, don't wait. Go enter. Go get the hotel block. Same thing for this tournament. Don't wait. Go sign up. The hospitality is unbelievable. Racquetball Museum. Joe Williams is driving a big truck. They're going to set up a real live racquetball museum that you can walk through and look at a bunch of stuff from the beginning of racquetball up through now. Man, it's going to be an unbelievable tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We'll be there. We'll be doing some work. We'll be marketing that event. Definitely going to be sold out. Heiser likes to say it's a mini U.S. Open. I disagree, Heis. I think it's going to be a U.S. Open since there is no U.S. Open. And, we will talk about that. Mari Cruz. Hola, Mari Cruz.
Mari Cruz. Do you still have her shirt?
Yeah, it's here. It's here at the house. We haven't seen her.
Vero, I made one for you. Or I gave it to Vero, Mari.
It's here. It's here. So, yeah, that's cool. It's going to be great. KWM. Keith's kind of KWM.
Steve already got his Steve already got his pick in.
Steve doesn't mess around. Steve's like, we got to get Steve a Beyond the Court shirt. Our man Steve is constantly in. Is KWM bankrolling this sport? Can I just say it? What if Keith was like, I'm done? What happens? Like, what happens to these events?
Well,
we just went off. I know Simone's in our ear going, guys, this wasn't a topic, but.
Well, just listen to what I just had mentioned.
Okay.
Heiser wants to put up $70,000 in prize purse for the pros, $5,000 for the amateur, all the hospitality. Okay. Drapery.
You're getting up to $100,000.
Bleacher rentals. He does good quality souvenirs. He does
Insurance,
pay
clubs.
He does pay staff. Okay. We do a job. We have a job to do. Our job, just like Mike Coulter has people he pays, and you have people, we all try to pay our people, right? Because we have a job to do.
You have to.
You have a job to do, and your job is to make that event the best event that it can be with what you have, and that's what we do. So Jim's going to do it, and it would be tough without Keith and Rick. He has 2 big guys that write him the big checks, and that makes it a lot easier than going and chasing 100 people for $200.
It's so hard.
And then you got to make 100 people happy.
It's difficult. It is. It's hard.
So thank you, Keith. Thank you, everybody that supports racquetball, that gives financially. It does take money. It's not the problem solver, but you do need it.
I spoke to Keith right before the show about this incredible idea I have to create some demand, and we'll talk about it later. It's going to be big. But by the way, we don't use these anymore. Mateo doesn't stick things into. If you're a parent or going to be a parent at some point, of all our kids, they've never stuck anything into the outlet, Leo. I don't know. Maybe they just know not to. But
got another prediction. Lalo and Monsi winning the KWM Gutterman.
I mean,
who's your pick? Let's do our picks. How come we don't ever get to pick? We could, like, I want to win that shirt. Who's your pick? Who can win that tournament?
Well, you just said it. All right. That's a great way to put it, Leo.
There's a lot of money on the line, a lot of points.
Who can win? It depends who's playing. So, all right, will Kane play? Daniel told me yesterday that racquetball, his pickleball schedule, no matter what, will not affect any of his racquetball this year. So he'll be there. Will Conrado show up?
Yes.
Jake's playing amazing.
Yes.
He's playing as good as anybody right now. Paola, our dear friend, she's getting married. See how happy she is online? We're gonna have her on the show.
Yes, we are.
Vargas is playing great. Maria Vargas. Monsi is right now arguably the best woman in the world.
Yeah, making the wave.
You know, will Alexandra come back and show what she did a little bit? She had those couple of events where she was amazing. You know, does somebody like Veronica come in and just upset a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden, you know,
so there's no clear-cut pick.
Who knows what goes on? And then you got Erica Mania, who likes to make noise constantly, right? You know, at some point, Leo, she's got to win. She's going to have to win. That's part of being considered in that group.
Lance says DLR and Erica are going to win the KWM. Micah Miller. Moscoso.
What's with the parentheses LPRT? Mike, I think you messed that up, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy. So, hi, Victoria Rodriguez. What an amazing talent. She's another one. She's awesome. She loves
Just
our
think,
shows.
we're going to be saying her name one day.
Victoria.
Who's going to win the LPRT tournament? I'm
ready for this?
Victoria Rodriguez.
We're talking about. I'm gonna paint you a picture. Get ready, because I did this when I was wanting to be the best player in the world. It's 2027. The U.S. Open Racquetball Championships is back. It's an incredible event. It's strong. 1,000 people in the stands watching. The glass court. People are going crazy. There's a DJ, loud music, and you're behind the court. And they're about to enter and say, let's welcome the players to the court for the finals of the U.S. Open Racquetball Championships. And then your favorite song comes on. Your heart's beating probably about 130 miles per hour, 130 beats per minute, and you're not even hitting a ball. And then they announce your name, and you come through the curtain. The crowd just starts going crazy. The lights are flashing. Then you got to get on the court and start warming up. So my pick for the 2027 U.S. Open, Leo, in the women's division could be Victoria Rodriguez.
Ooh.
I remember that. So that I didn't tell it as good as it was. There's a great picture of me at like the second or third U.S. Open, Leo. I'm leaning on a garbage can. Have you seen that picture?
No.
Kind of head down, yellow headband. My heart, because of the hype, the announcing that was going on, it was easily going like 140, right? I just did the Peloton. I'll get it to 180. I'm touching 180 at times. But in that moment, right before the finals, you've been to those U.S. Opens in Memphis. And then you want to know the coolest thing? And Victoria, take it from me. This is where you'll be able to take it to a new level. As soon as I got on the court, my heart rate dropped. Everything slowed down and I was more relaxed. It was great. So yeah, some of my greatest times, experiences, and I'll never forget those, and I'll never let those go. And hopefully we'll be doing that.
I always wonder what that was like. I used to see you, at the one in Memphis because, I would start out on the side because that's where you guys would come out on the right side glass. They had that curtain. And sometimes it would be, partially, it was on the front wall. You guys would come out from the front wall, walk up the right side glass.
Remember how there was you would step over people.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all packed full of people. And, but the curtain, was drapery. So there was just a little gap in there. And I used to stand over there when you guys would walk out. And I would always try to peek in there because I was always intrigued about it. It was like that. It was like, this is the big show. This is it. It's Sunday, Sundays were just, Sundays were what they were, it was the best, but yeah, it was different than Saturday. And I mean, that was it.
It was just a different
last
feel.
match, no more racquetball. This is it. And to see you guys walk out, I was lucky enough to see you, Cliff, Kane, all you guys walk out from that curtain and to walk out of there. And I can't imagine what it feels like as a player, but I know what it feels like as a fan.
Yeah, you guys, the fans. Let me just clear this up real quick for Norm. Norm, I think Naomi has the potential to be the #1 player in the world very soon. I'm a huge Naomi fan. She knows that. I've invited that Texas team of George Bustos anytime they want. Leo, you don't have to give us 1 cent. Come work out with Veronica and I, and hopefully we can help make you better. So, yeah, Leo.
I love her shirt. She has a shirt that says, "Don't let the giggles fool you."
I like that. For you fans, for me personally, those times, it was about the fans, the energy and love that I felt from everyone, love or hate. It was just a battle. You could cut the tension in with a knife. It's those stupid cliche sayings that you could feel it, right? Like, and it was awesome. I remember seeing Kane for the first time in Memphis going, oh boy, look at this guy. He lost to Cliff in 5 in a semi. And then I had to play Cliff again in the finals. Jason Menino and Jack Cusack. I mean, some of the greatest matches in the history of our sport and some of the greatest personalities and influencers. And, those are good times. And that's
I remember beating on the glass.
Yes.
After an awesome rally.
Yeah, and we didn't care as players, and nobody was telling you not to do that. One of the things though that I think Doug did miss when he took it to the Target Center, and you can relate and maybe tell your. I think one of the things that why it felt so special to you, the fans, to see the pro players, you didn't get to see us hit a ball. We were hidden. Remember in those back Elvis courts? So by the time you saw us, anybody saw us, when we were about to play a match, we were on the court ready to go. You had to serve it up in 1 minute. We did our warm up away. We didn't hit any balls on the main court. So we walked in like, and announced like a heavyweight fight. We would get 15, 20 seconds and it was, let's go, serve it up. So I think that added to it. And I think if Doug, or any of us ever did that again, I think that's something I would implement if we had the space. But he had it at the Target Center. I mean, close one of those side courts and bring everybody in through the back. But whatever. I think that was special too. So
most people don't know about those courts. If you didn't go to the U.S. Open in Memphis, they had these courts that were way in the back.
Yeah.
Long hallway.
The Elvis courts, they called them. Remember?
Yeah.
They were hidden. Yep.
That's where Elvis could come in at night or at any time he wanted to.
He would have big parties
and go, and that was his courts. So they kept those courts there. And the very first time that I knew about them was, I didn't go to the first U.S. Open, but I went to everyone after that. So my second U.S. Open, I'm roaming around, I'm checking the place out, and the tournament had started, and it was the first night, and I'm walking to the bathroom. There's actually a bathroom back there.
I know it well.
And I was like, I'll just hop in this bathroom really quick and check it out. So I go in the bathroom, I come out, and as I come out, I see Andy Roberts. And, I'm used to only seeing Andy Roberts in a magazine. And here I am face to face with Andy Roberts, and he's all sweaty. And I said, is there's courts back here? He goes, yeah, it's the warm-up courts. I go, are you kidding? He goes, no, go check it out. And I went in there and I saw it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the little door you walk under, and it was cement. So it was funny because for us, they were concrete and they were crazy fast, which was the opposite of the portable courts, the slowest court that was ever created.
Yeah, panels.
And that whole feeling. Now, the cool thing, too, for some of the fans, definitely some of you are too young to know who Elvis Presley is. I mean, I never watched him perform. But Elvis would rent those courts out and they would tell us, like the owners and the old school chairmans of the board there, he said they would throw crazy parties. And I tweeted not too long ago, Leo, I think you saw, I actually said that when Elvis died, I think racquetball's futures, our path actually changed because he was a huge racquetball player and fan. And God knows what could have happened to our sport today had Elvis Presley said,
Oh,
I want racquetball to be, maybe we would never be mainstream, but I want racquetball to be front and
he'd
center.
be a big supporter.
He could have done it
for sure.
He could have done it. So
He'd be right there along with Keith and Randy and Mark and Mike and everybody that is a big financial supporter. How cool would that be?
my God. Elvis Presley, Team Presley. All right, let's take a 60-second break. Okay, as per. Everybody at home, go run to the bathroom, get yourself a glass of water, share it real quickly, share it, throw some comments in the chat. Leo and I want to see how many.
Shirt giveaway. Remind everybody, because
We're
got
gonna
some people that just came in. Somebody just asked me what's going on with the shirt. All right, so KWM Gutterman World Singles and Doubles.
Not this green one. These are test run shirts. So I'm not sure what color it'll be. It'll be this one right here, the black.
But Jim Heiser sent us these event shirts way ahead of the event. Look at that. Jim is so far ahead of the game. He already has his tournament shirts for August. But this is one of the event shirts. We're going to give it away. All you have to do is, I like somebody did hashtag KWM. I like that. So mark it, KWM Gutterman, KWM, hashtag whatever, but tell us who's going to win the IRT singles, who's going to win the LPRT singles. We gave away 2 shirts in the last episode, but we're going to give away 2 of the KWM Gutterman. So drop your comments, your winners in the comments, play a commercial. What'd you say? Don't go anywhere? Or
60 seconds. You know what I'm going to do one night? You'll love this, Leo. I'm going to give like a free night away at one of Frank Hotel's hotel. Should we tell him or just do it? We'll end up. Nah, he's a great. Don't move. 60 seconds. Hurry up. Run to the bathroom. Come right back. And we're back. All right, cool. So we see that the predictions are flying in, Leo. I like it. Look at that one. That's a good one right there.
Put one
by
up.
Rick.
oh,
I like it. I like that a lot. Interesting.
yeah. So put your predictions down in the comments. Who's going to win the IRT singles? Who's going to win the LPRT singles? We're going to give away 2 shirts, courtesy of KWM Gutterman World Singles and Doubles. Speaking of events, let's go to one of our closing topics. We're getting close to the end. We got some fan comments, but upcoming events.
Go for it. Tell me where I'm going. I told you I forgot. I'm going somewhere Wednesday.
Yeah, March the 29th through April the 1st in good old St. Louis, Missouri at the Veta Racket Sports Concord, the NMRA National Championships.
I'll be there. I've
Yeah.
been to that club. I played at Olympic Festival there.
I
Playing
love
with
that club.
Playing with Mark Frank.
Nice. One division?
Yes, just one this time. Correct. What do you think?
I also heard that Marty Hogan is in your division. Is that true?
Probably.
When is the last time you've played on the same court with or against Marty in any manner?
I played him at the 97 U.S. Open.
That's the last time?
Last time.
Wow. I figured not like at an outdoor event or a shootout or a fundraiser or a celebrity
I
pro-am?
might have been on the court with him. I don't know. I don't remember. I think that was the last time. I actually think that was the last time.
Now, see, for me, I know you. It's you're playing with your friend Mark. You guys are going to go down there and you're going to play hard and you have a good time. But and whatever Mark's going to do. But to me as a fan, that's big. For me, I know it doesn't. I know it's not the same, and it's not back in.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll throw it live. I'll put it on live if anybody's interested.
Oh, you on the court with Marty at any moment. It's just like in tennis when the tennis celebs. It doesn't matter if it's McEnroe and Agassi. They're back on the court. It's news. It's a big thing. So
we'll see. We'll see if the sport thinks that. We don't do the marketing and stuff. So we'll see what happens. But I agree. I think that we need to collectively. I've been saying it for years, Leo. I think our sport needs to do a better job at promoting its legends and icons and historians, and obviously that includes Marty and Cliff and Michelle and Rhonda and Cheryl and I can go on and on and on. But anyway,
yeah.
So let's talk about it. What do we got? So I'll be in St. Louis next week. The NMRA, Cindy Tilbury. That'll be fun. Only 9 matches of 2 games to 15 in 3 days. So
take a lot of shirts.
We'll see. We'll see how the hand holds up too. What else? What do you got, Leo?
All right. So also IRT has an event on the calendar, the SoCal Open. That's going to be April the 20th through the 23rd in Canoga Park, California at the Athletic Society West Valley Club. Our
buddy Rocky will be back playing. Rocky Carson.
Don't forget that. For sure. Yeah, he's on the advertisement. Team Dovetail. My guy will be there. I'm sure all the other pros will be there. Lalo, Andreas, my teammates. But yeah, I went to that tournament last year. I loved it. I had a great time. I'd never been to that club ever. So I got to meet a lot of first-time people. That's where I actually met Angelo. Rick brought his son out, and I had a great time. I did some commentating for the IRT. So I did have some people ask me, hey, are you coming back this year? No, I won't be there this year. So hopefully I'll see you guys. But go get signed up. They do need some entries. Entries are kind of light right now. So if you're going to play in that tournament, please go get signed up.
Yeah, I agree. Go play.
Who's going to win that? That's the next IRT. It's not in August.
When is it?
April the 20th. So it's in less than a month.
I'll go out on a limb and say, I don't know, man. Don't put that on me.
Who's going to win the next IRT tournament?
Ask the crowds. There, Victoria said.
I'll go with DLR. I got to go with Daniel. He's still the hottest guy in racquetball, even though Conrado won the last IRT event.
You know what's cool though too? If Daniel finishes number 1 in history, he stands alone, because after Kane, Cliff, and Marty and I and Yellen, because we have Kane's got, what does Kane have, like 175 number 1 year-end titles, and then Cliff and Marty have 6, and then I have 5.
He'll stand alone at 3.
He'll stand alone at 3, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he got his own spot.
I told him that's pretty awesome. So we'll see what happens. Brian Dixon, I see. Brian Dixon, I owe you a phone call, by the way. I don't use my messenger often, but the Junior Festival Championships in NorCal, June 21 through 25, we're going to have Brian on. We're going to promote the show. I'm going to talk to him, Leo, about becoming a sponsor of the event, seeing what I could do, or maybe Weimar, which we'll talk about that stuff later. But yeah, we'll definitely do that, to promote junior nationals. That's important.
Yes, sure. Please reach out to Brian Dixon. He has reached out to me, and we communicate. He lets us know, Team Dovetail is a presenting sponsor of the juniors, but Brian is heading up the hospitality part of the event. So he is working on raising money because that was part of the USAR plan going forward, was to cut back on the hospitality. Well, thank goodness people like Brian Dixon and all these other locals where we're hosting events are stepping up and going out and doing the legwork, finding money, finding people to either donate or give a reduced cost on food. And as you all know, everything costs, food costs especially went up in restaurants and things like that. So reach out to Brian. I know they're looking for sponsors for hospitality, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever they plan on offering. They just need people to help pay for that stuff. So
yeah, no doubt about it. We might, Leo, maybe we'll do something as Beyond the Court. Also, we'll talk about it just to support, a little, whatever we can do to help.
Yep.
And then obviously we were always getting asked about doing some marketing for events and stuff like that. Rick Bernstein, my man Rick in South Florida, always doing big events down in Davie.
yes, he does.
Unfortunately, Veronica and I were going to make that event, Leo, and due to the news of the courts, being closed in Bureau of Fitness and the potential of relocating, don't want to get too deep into the personal side of it. We will not be able to make that event, but Rick does an amazing job down there. Rick, throw in the link to it, even though you sold out like quickly and there's no room. It's a great event to follow, great event to watch. You guys do a great job. Rick's a legend down here in Florida, so he'll keep going. That's that event in Davie, and that is the 15th, 16th, I believe. Rick Racchetti, Leo, Rick Racchetti is gonna send me some outdoor measurements. I want all 3 measurements of outdoor courts. So kind of like what the standard or the rule is. So one wall, the lines, the width, the distance, then the short wall like Vegas, and then also the long wall. I got to see, hey, if there's a way to put up some courts, let's do it. So Rick, get me that info as soon as you can, please, for sure. Brian Vargas, we have the Treasure Coast 28, 29, and 30. Hey, everybody, Leo, I'll throw this out there. You'll be there. How cool would it be if you're just a racquetball player or a fan? Come hang out. Come check out this event. Come check out, what the Treasure Coast series at Vero Fitness, because it is a different setting. It's very intimate. It's personal. It's kind of cool. It'd be cool to have you. Just come watch. The Jordan Walters, Brent Walters, Marquise Miller, Maurice Miller, Cheryl Lotz, Veronica Sotomayor, Marty Cruz Ortiz. It's going to be a fun event. And then, of course, the amateurs, which are, for me, the most fun to watch, those B matches and A and Open and Elite, and those battles that go on, just the pure Daniel Ramirez and Bailey Lewis. I mean, Trevor Morgan, I can go on and on and on. You guys are awesome. David Wolf, just keep it coming. Come out to that event. The event's closed, but come watch. If you're interested, let us know. Leo will be there.
Yeah, entries are closed. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be hanging out all weekend. In fact, I want to personally invite anybody that just wants to come to Florida. Go check on some airfare. Go check on a hotel. Come hang out with me, and you can sit with me in the booth. I'm going to be live streaming every possible match
Love it.
I can do. I want to be on the mic. I want you guys to be with me. We want to shut this place down in style.
Yeah.
We want to talk to the people. We want to let people tell their story about racquetball, about the Treasure Coast series. There's some stories out there. You guys might not. You'll hear them. We'll talk to people where they will tell you personally how much these tournaments have changed their lives, how much weight they've lost, how much how they feel better, how it's got them excited about being around people again. So I'm going to be there. Thank you, Mark Frank, for getting me there. I'm going to do everything I can to help you, Suds, to make that thing what it deserves. I've been there. I've done that. I had Kane come and close down the Maverick for me. So it'll be bittersweet. We're going to have a great time. We might cry a little, but we're going to laugh a lot.
Yeah, you're getting me all emotional right now, man. I'm like thinking about some of the things and like you said, changing some lives. It's been special.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So go, like I said, it's closed. Even still reach out to Suds and send them a message if you want to get on a waiting list. You never know. Somebody could pull out, but do you have a waiting list?
Yeah, we won't be able to do it.
You're maxed.
Yeah, I mean, we took more. We honestly took more than really what we could do.
Oh, good. So we'll be there till 2 a.m.
Well, that's what's cool too about it. I see a lot of our racquetball, Treasure Coast players on there. We do, man. It's like old school. We hang out. We get to sit there, play racquetball, talk racquetball. It's going to be great having you there. And again, yeah, thanks to Mark Frank. And at some point we'll do one of these too. We'll finalize the date. I promise we'll have the dates for that no later than that event. But definitely look for that too. But yeah, to Leo's point, just come out, come hang with us. Have a cocktail, old school style if you want. Cocktail could be coffee, it could be tea, could be beer. We got one of our big sponsors, Chris Steinheiser, always brings a nice bourbon. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, he starts pouring shots for everybody. You know what one of the coolest things was at a Treasure Coast? I just get on the court unannounced. Like, when we have court time, Leo, because it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Usually happens on a Sunday. I stay there. Everybody that wants to come in has play a few points. Clinics. I do a lot of kind of while matches are going on, I'll do a lot of speaking about what they see, what's going on, so that it's like organic learning. Eduardo's coming back. I love it. Maybe we'll bring a bottle of Woodford Reserve. You just never know. It's our last Treasure Coast event.
It's going to be a blast. Fitness. It will. We'll make it fun.
I'm sad. Makes me sad, man. Losing 2 courts. It's sad. I know. It's emotional. But all right, so we got that. We got Rick's tournament. What else, Leo?
One last event on the calendar upcoming. Recent will be the LPRT battle at the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas, April 27th through the 30th at the Thousand Oaks Family YMCA. It's an amazing tournament, and the only reason that I would miss this tournament is because of what is going on, with Sudsy and Vero. Otherwise, I'm there. You guys, I know who's going. They do a fantastic job. Mike Cantu and everybody over at the Alamo City Racquetball Association. You guys are amazing. Your tournament will be amazing. You're going to have the best women in the world. I think it's also a IRT a tier 4, a different tiered satellite. So there'll be some other top players there, but it's a great time.
Yeah, San Antonio is an awesome city.
Yes.
We've been blessed, Leo, to travel the country and even the world. And San Antonio is one of those cities I've always said I'd consider living there. It's great. The river walk down there. Veronica had an amazing, Todd brought it up last time. One of the first times I went there with her, she had to play I think it was Frederique in the 16s. She beat her in 5. Then she beat Sam in the quarters, Samantha Salas in 5. And then she's got to play Paola. She beat Monsi in 5, then Frederique, then Samantha.
Wow.
All in 5. And then she had lost to Paola in the semis. I remember I was like, wow, I can't believe you're still going. She was sore. It was, but the event's great. They do a great time. They do a great event. A lot of fun. Honestly, we'd be going. If we didn't have the Treasure Coast, I'd figure out, if my mother-in-law could watch the kids and
I'd watch the kids.
I know you would. They love you.
You could bring them. I'd watch them. I'm there.
You heard Jules in the car today. We're talking. She's like, Leo.
Is that Leo?
Is that Leo?
Who's going to win that LPRT tournament? The singles.
God,
let us know in the chat too while he's having a hard time.
No, yeah, let the fans pick that. These are our friends, man. These are our close personal friends. Paola just got engaged. Where is she at? Is she happy and comfy now and maybe more relaxed and going to play even better? Is Monty just going to continue the dominance?
Yes. It's a clash. This will be this is going to be a really good tournament. You're now that the points chase, it's tightening up. It's going to be a treat, and I can't wait. We'll be watching it. We're going to have it on at the Treasure Coast. We're going to have it up on. We're going to have another screen. We'll be watching that too.
What do you like watching better, the men's or the women's? Or is that just not a good question?
I do them both.
Yeah, I know. We all do. Yeah.
I like them both. I don't.
You're an investor. You got to pick one tour to promote. Which one are you going to do?
Well, see now
Yeah,
here's my as an investor, I'm just curious about the investment that we have here on the tour, even though it is an international racquetball tour. I know. Look at all those people.
Simone just dropping it like it's hot.
Is even though we have all of these amazing South American and Latin American players,
The money's still here in the States.
it's still here. But where are those companies
Doesn't translate.
coming into the business of the International Racquetball Tour?
It doesn't translate. Paola is arguably the most famous racquetball player of all time based on numbers of followers and people that know her name.
Yeah.
But the money just doesn't come from Mexico. It's just not going to, it doesn't happen. We've seen it. You know, Doug used to tell us that all the time. It just doesn't translate over.
Yeah.
So
Topic for another show.
another show. Yeah, I'm not picking. I mean, Monsi's just.
I'm going with Paola. You know, she's number one for me. She always will be until she, until it shows, and it doesn't show to me yet.
I mean,
she's lost some matches. Yes, she's lost some finals, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, you just can't. You can never bet against the greatest of all time. I mean, Kane could roll out of bed and go play in Colorado, and who's going to pick against him? You know, it's just hard. So, yeah, I would never bet against her, but it would be interesting it'll be fun to watch that event. And I know we watch as much as we can when the kids aren't jumping all over me.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out to the Warhawk Open. We mentioned them earlier. I want to read something that they posted on the Warhawk Open Facebook page. Wow, what can we say about this year's event? We had amazing sponsors and great competitors in every division, making 32 tiebreakers on Friday and another 18 on championship Saturday. It made a drama-filled 2 days. Thank you to our tournament staff, Mark Thompson, Raj, Steve Simonis, David Graves, and thank you to the other players that reffed and line judged for our high-level matches. Please tag anyone and everyone that you can and share what you can. And we'll see everyone again next year for the 2024 Warhawk Open.
I was following. I'm always interested to see, especially how Erica is going to fare, or when any of the top women pros go play. And they did a great job again. Passion, energy, vision. Can continue to do it. Continue no matter what's happening with courts, no matter what you think of associations or tours. We just got to keep promoting racquetball.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't stop, because when we stop, those beats per minute will slow down, and we don't want them getting too low.
Great job, guys. Yeah, Thomas Carter over Robbie Collins in the men's Open Pro Final 15-2, 15-8, and then Robbie and Austin Cunningham over Thomas Carter and Raymond Flowers 15-3, 15-6. Erica made it a few rounds, and then she ran into Thomas Carter, but she played really good. She played with the big boys. She held her own, obviously, through a few rounds, and yeah, since you brought Erica up playing with the men.
Yeah, it's always fun to see, but I think that's it, Leo. I think Simone's telling us that we're going to take one last break and then come back to close the show. Is that cool?
Well, before we take the break, do you have the shirt handy?
I do. Tell everybody about that.
On this break, while you're on your quick break, we're going to come right back, close the show. We're going to give away this shirt. Put your prediction in the comments, hashtag KWM or KWM Gutterman. Who will win the IRT singles and who will win the LPRT singles? It's a large.
It's a large.
You could win it.
I can give this green one away. I'll sign it, give it away.
If they request it, yeah.
Or is that a I know what
Sample.
Simone always loves to do when we do things like that, because we don't say the
Oh,
words,
she wants the green one?
because we don't say stars anymore. She likes to do that.
Does Simone want the green?
Because Simone's kind of a volunteer, but kind of not. We do things for Simone. So we won't even read Simone's comment, but check that out. Anyway.
Yeah. Can you put that back up? Because I wanted to say
I can't. Simone maybe can.
Yeah, well, Simone, somebody. Thank you guys that donate to the show. I know we haven't talked about it in a while, but we have supporters that sometimes don't want to be mentioned. But thank you guys that have Venmo'd. We appreciate it. We don't we don't do this to make money at it, but every little bit helps, and we do use it on stuff for the show. So, and it's almost time for me to buy a new laptop.
Yeah, aren't we?
All right, go make your predictions in the chat. Let's take that 1 minute break, come back, and let's close the show out. I got one more thing I want to share.
So nobody move. We're going to take a quick break. Simone's going to take us to commercial, and then Leo and I will close the show. Sound good?
Yeah.
Stay there. So we exist. Racquetball is an amazing sport. It helps you obviously physically and mentally, but it helps you in life in general. And definitely say that you should all go play.
Play racquetball.
For that, I love that. Play racquetball. I would never tell her no. It would be cool if we get that doctor on, but the next show we do, we'll definitely show the clip of what he said about racket sports, how it helps people to live longer. What do you want to share before we close it out?
Yeah, before we close it out, I wanted to remind everybody that, coming up, we've got a couple of USAR events. I know we forgot to talk about it, but there is a national team qualifier coming up in May. So we'll talk about that on the next show.
This is true.
But that is going to be coming up in May. I just wanted to put that in everybody's ear. I don't know what your plans are for that tournament. I don't know if
I'm not playing. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. No, I'm not going to go try and play for. Nope.
Well, that's the singles only part, correct?
Correct. It's singles only.
Okay.
It's going to be held at the famous glass court. We don't have the info here, but it's also only going to be U.S. team, a U.S. team qualifier, meaning that there will not be any amateur draw. But I'm sure anybody can go.
Well, no, they just filled in the rest of the site. I just checked it out. It's kind of been
okay. What's it say?
They're going to have a double shootout, so they'll have limited entries.
Well, something going on. Maybe Keith wants to. Keith, if you're watching and you want to play a double shootout, you have my number. KWN, Keith Miner. So anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that next show. I know, Leo, you and I have to talk about getting a little bit more, and to the point of the volunteerism, right? If we had sponsors that were paying and for commercial spots, we would do it every X or Y day or this time. But things come up, life comes up, kids come up. You have a lot of things going on as well. But we get so many messages, and we thank you. We love you, saying, when's the next show? When's the next show? When's the next show? And, just today, I spoke to you earlier. I was out with the family all day, and we rushed back. I'm like, we got to go. We got to go do a show. And I love it. We love it. It's okay. We're a racquetball family. We are racquetball, all of us together. So we appreciate it. But go ahead, Leo. What do you got? I know you said you wanted to close out with a little something, and then I'll close us out.
Yeah, I just wanted to say and announce. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with a little bit of racquetball. This is really exciting to me. But I'm going to be going to Ireland also.
I'm going to charge you for this.
So I'm super excited. I get to go to Ireland with Team Dovetail. We're going to be going over there. And,
when is that? When is that?
That is going to be. I leave on May the 11th, and won't be back until May the 20th. So the team is going to go over there, compete in a tournament, put on some junior clinics, some adult clinics, and some training. So I'm pretty excited. I've never been out of the country. This will be my very first trip.
That blows my mind. That you've never.
Can you believe that?
That's so weird.
Racquetball has only taken me within. Well, I've only chose to go within the U.S. I just never really opted to go out of the country. But I've had my passport for a while, and I'm super excited. So. Yeah,
that'll be fun. Good job by Mike Kinkin, getting those guys over there. I have one of the players that comes to work with me from Ireland. Comes, Joe, Big Joe, comes a couple of times a year. He's asked me about coming out, and we'll see if we can make that happen at some point. I'm sure you'll have a great time. It'll be cool. It'll be cool to see what goes on over there. I know you'll be busy. I know you'll be working.
Another prediction coming in for the KWM Gutterman.
I love Andre. He's a sneakerhead, but he just hasn't really. He hasn't shown us that he's lost to Jake like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Watch out. He's
ready.
There's you always don't have the same
Strategy.
coach.
I heard about that.
Strategy could be changing.
Yeah, but also in the men, it's very physical too, and that matters.
Yeah.
And I think that
There's some strategy changing going on in both tours right now.
Good. I love
Players are
good.
That's why I think you're seeing some shifting.
I like it. We'll
Players.
see. We'll see what happens. So, Leo, any final thoughts before I say goodnight to everyone?
No, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you so much for all of the comments. Like I said, Sudsy and I will go back and we'll read through all of them. Don't forget to enter the t-shirt contest. We know you guys love free stuff, so we'll keep doing it. Thank you to Jim for sending all the apparel in for the tournament. But no, thank you guys. We're going to do another show, obviously, before the Treasure Coast. So we'll give you guys some more updates as they come in. And no, thank you to my sponsors, everybody that helps me. You guys know who you are, especially Mark Frank. Thank you for getting me to Florida. Mike Courier, Mike Lincoln, and of course Keith Miner. Thank you for all you do. And my racquetball. Ed, sure did feel good. I'm so glad that I finally got to hit on those Vero Beach courts, and I'll be there for your tournament, and I'll be back on those courts over there one more time. And that's it, man. Thanks for inviting me tonight.
That's worth people coming to the event to see Leo play. You might get a chance to hit with Leo, and
Let's do it.
That'd be super cool. So, we talked about the court closures and stuff, and it's a difficult conversation, to us, to many of us, we're a racquetball family, and it's almost like losing a loved one. I swear. I mean, we've all unfortunately probably felt that, but obviously not the extent of a human being. But when a racquetball court gets taken from us, it hits home. It really sucks. And we'll try to do what we can to continue. Veronica and I we're absolutely likely going to relocate to where there's some racquetball courts, because we need courts, and we're not going to stop. We're nowhere near done. We're going to continue with everything. But we lost two more of our courts, and it sucks. Come out to the event. It's going to be a great event. We hope you can join us. Thank you always, KWM, Keith Miner, can't say enough. You're pretty much bankrolling all these major events, and players too, and people.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you for your help and what you do for myself, and obviously Leo. Mark Frank Hotels, you're a godsend. You're building a court in your house. If we only had a couple thousand of people that could build a court in their house right now, go to frankhotels.com and check it out and try to show him some love. He's a racquetball player. Mike Courier, Weimar Performance Coatings, weimar.us. Also just perfchem.us. Go check it out, Performance Chemicals. These guys are racquetball players. They're racquetball fans, but they continue to enable me personally and my family to stay involved as much as I am in the sport. Simone in the background. You never cease to amaze us. You're making sure Leo and I are on point. We appreciate that greatly. And without you, Simone, I don't know if we could do this, Leo, could we? I don't know. It'd be a tough one. Chewy, I miss Chewy, your dog, too, today. Leo,
He's right here.
Leo, pick Chewy up. Leo.
He's like ready for his walk.
Thank you, man. You're a true racquetball person, that family that loves the sport. You're doing everything you can, and the checkbook's not always as fat as we'd like it to be or need it to be at times, but we talk about volunteers. If you really want to talk about it, we lose money with all the time and money we put into the sport, but it's okay because we love racquetball and we are family. We are racquetball, all of us. Players and fans, all of you watching, all of you that enjoy this or don't enjoy it, whether you love us or hate us, we hope it's bringing something to you that makes you want to talk about racquetball, be part of racquetball, be involved in racquetball, and energizes you. And if don't take it from me, we might have a world-renowned doctor come on and tell you that it's a healthy sport to play it. It helps you live longer. So thank you to all of you. We'll continue to do it for you as long as you can deal with watching us. Veronica, my love, I'll say it again. I'll say it over and over. Probably not here doing this right now if it wasn't for you. I love you to death. Mateo, Jules, love you guys. Everyone have a great night. We are a whole one big racquetball family. We're not done yet. We're going to stay in the fight. A lot of things going on. And never forget, we are racquetball, indoor and outdoor. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Good night.